you know, there's the phrase, it's better to give than to receive. And until you actually do that, you can't quite understand that, but it is true. There's a joy from serving that you don't experience just in a typical interaction.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get to know about ACGS?
Well, I'm a veterinarian. I practice just outside the Boston area in the United States. And I met Anjali Gopalan, the founder of ACGS, back in 2014. And we met by providence, and she said that she had an animal sanctuary and she invited me to come. So I started coming in 2018, and after the first time I came, there was just really a lack of consistency in veterinary care. There was no full-time veterinarian at this sanctuary. There's about 500 dogs here and 100 large animals, and there's 150 cats or so. So the need is tremendous. And so I left ACGS after that first trip, and I was determined that I needed to come back and I needed to bring more veterinarians.
Right.
So I've been back several times, and it's so rewarding. And I try to send friends who are veterinarians and, bring them with me, go on their own, just to help provide their skills and expertise and make the lives of these animals better.
And what inspired you to, start working with animals?
Well, I think from a small age I felt a connection with animals, and I think most people do. There are species that they can't talk to us in human words, but they definitely speak a language that we can understand if we're listening. So, I went to veterinary school, and I find that volunteering outside of my normal job feels different than it's not a transaction, which frequently, unfortunately, that's what medicine has become. And so, in volunteering, we can just come, and we've got any medications we have access to, any diagnostics we have access to, and we can just do anything that we need to help, and it just feels great.
And what does a typical day look like at ACGS?
It is typically unpredictable. You never know what kind of patient you're going to have in front of you next. You have no idea what kind of wounds need to be addressed, what kind of surgery needs to be done, and it definitely stays interesting.
New challenges every day.
Yes.
And what has been the most challenging part about volunteering?
I think the most challenging part is that you can't save them all, right? And there's so many animals needing so much help that, it can be depressing not to be able to help everyone,
right.
But we do what we can.
And what has been the most rewarding part?
Most rewarding has been able to see, for me to see patients that I've treated in the past that have come in literally looking like they were on death's door, and I see them here happy 3 years later, and that's very rewarding.
And you have been coming since 2018. So in your experience, what are some of the changes that you have observed at ACGS since 2018?
The changes at ACGS since 2018 have been incredible. The first couple of years I came, there was no operating room. There was a room that we used, but now there's a nice operating surgery room. There's a treatment area. There's better isolation for dogs and separation for all of the animals, so that they still have freedom, but they're a little bit more contained. So it decreases fighting and between the animals, and the patients have more space, and we're able to keep them safer by separating them from the sick patients from the healthy ones, so that we can help decrease disease spread a little bit better. So every time I come, there are new incredible changes that have been happening here, which is really a testament to Anjali's work and persistence in making this a better place.
Is there anything you would like to say to people who are are looking forward to either donating to ACGS or to coming here to volunteer and support in some way or the other?
I would absolutely recommend coming here if you're in the veterinary field. There are more animals that need help, even though there's veterinary staff here, which is great. There are so many animals that any help of people from the outside, that would be wonderful to come and give your professional skills. And it does change you in a way that you come back feeling different about your own work. I think that for other people looking for a good cause to donate to, the animals here are so well taken care of. You know, they literally come in off the streets with wounds and injuries that you think, you know, these patients are going to die, and then they're given care and food, shelter here, and they live and they're doing quite well. And so I think that the care the animals receive here is really tremendous, and supporting this work so that they can continue to do this work at ACGS and increase the capacity for which other animals can be cared for is really a noble cause.